Hi everyone, this is Shirley from Shirley's World, and I had intended on doing a box opening from Bumblebee today, but my mail hasn't come yet, which is a big disappointment. But because yesterday the mail truck came at 10:30 in the morning, so I figured maybe he's doing early week, so I expected it to be here, but he hasn't been here yet. So the box will probably come today, but hasn't come yet. So now, what do I talk about? Well, one thing, we had a tornado go through here last night, through Medina, through Grafton, where my horses are. Thank God it didn't do anything to the barn and horses, but it did hit a barn not far from our barn and tore the whole roof off. And the owners of my barn, I guess in the middle of the night, they took their big trailer over there and helped them get horses out of the barn. No horses were hurt. I think she said one needed stitches high up on its leg, but it wasn't anything. And they took the horses to a couple other barns, and I think Sarah is going to keep a couple of the horses at our barn, in the other little barn, until they get a roof back on their barn. This was a huge barn too. But thank God it skipped the property where the horses are. And it was about 11:45, I think. All the sirens started going off here. All the warnings on my phone. I had just gotten in bed with Dexter. Okay, I knew a storm was going to come through, so I gave him his melatonin early. And we were all settled in for about maybe 5 minutes. And then the big alert came on the phone. It's like the Amber Alert. I mean, and my phone is laying right next to my ear on my bed. So that makes you sit straight up. And all the warnings on the news. So, I had the news on, the weather, and they said it was heading straight for the center of Medina. So, and to take cover immediately. So I get my robe on, my slippers and everything on, and try to get the dog downstairs. He didn't want to move yet because it wasn't making noise yet. So I went downstairs and called him. He finally came down. But to get him into the basement, it took every bit of strength I had because he is afraid to go down the cellar steps. The cellar steps, first of all, they don't have a rug on them, and they don't have pads on them. They don't have anything. And they're steeper than the regular steps. So he's never been down in the basement, except I think one other time I dragged him down. But he was scared to death. Now the hail is hitting the windows, and you can hear the wind. It's windy. The hail is hitting the windows, which scares him. And I'm trying to drag this poor dog down by his collar down the steps. It's a miracle his legs aren't broken, but I had no way. There's no way I can pick him up and carry him down. He's over 50 pounds, and he would be fighting it all the way. But I finally did get him down. I had put my lantern down there, my flashlight lantern, down there beforehand because I knew a storm was coming and everything. But, during that whole thing, we did not lose power even for a second. We're one of the lucky ones because a lot of people around here did. So we're down in the basement. My daughter is calling. So I have my phone and I talked to her through the whole thing. It went through really fast. So we weren't down in the basement more than, say, 20 minutes. And by that time, she was watching it on TV. She had some wind and stuff, but it didn't go through where she lives at. So she told me it was all clear in Medina. It had moved down south east from here. So I got upstairs. Now the dog won't come up the steps. So I figured sooner or later he's going to figure it out. You know, it's not an emergency now. So he wouldn't come up the steps with me standing at the top and calling him. It wasn't until I went downstairs and got behind him, where he must have felt more secure, that he did go up the steps. So, of course, he's a nervous wreck, panting, pacing, and wanting to go out of all things. I don't know. He doesn't want to be cooped up in the house when storms come for some reason. I was hoping he didn't all of a sudden get the runs from being nervous and have to go, but I wouldn't let him out. And I got him to come upstairs and get on the bed and calm down. And I swear, within 10 minutes, he was sound asleep, probably from the melatonin. But it was over quick. It didn't last long, but it did go right through Medina. There was damage in Medina. I think it went right by the square and right by Fenn Road, where I go all the time. But it did not come over our house. I didn't even lose. I lost a couple tiny branches that were dead off of trees, but no big branches, no trees, no anything. So it didn't really come right through this house. Thank God for protecting us. So I don't know. I'm talking to myself. There's nobody here. But I have no box to open. So I will be back on tomorrow, because I'm sure the box will come today. And I'll come back on tomorrow and do a box opening, because there doesn't seem to be a schedule here of my mail person. Sometimes I have a guy delivering in the truck, and sometimes it's a girl. So maybe they've switched up people, and she does more in the afternoon. So I don't know. Anyway, I have to tell you, last night I listed one thing I wanted to get on, and I listed this puzzle. Remember, I said they're saying puzzles are big right now. List puzzles. This is the one that was up in my closet that I hadn't done yet. It's all sealed. It's new. And I really didn't want to sell it, because I love this little one. I love this type of a puzzle. But I decided I'd put it on. This morning it was sold already. It was sold. I sold it for $17.99, full price, asking price, with calculated shipping. So if you have any puzzles, get them on, because it's right. They are selling right away. People are buying puzzles to do. They're bored. They've run out of things to do at home. I relisted yesterday I spent relisting all my games, anything that I thought people could, use at home or entertain themselves at home with. I relisted any DVDs I had, anything like that. I ended the listing and relist or sell similar, so that they were like new listings, so they went on like new. So that's what I did on eBay yesterday. Plus, I put some more offers to watchers. Now, out of that, today I've gotten 2 sales off of that. I've sold 3 things so far today: that puzzle and 2 pieces of clothing, a men's cashmere sweater and a woman's Harley Davidson t-shirt. So those were both on offers to watchers. So that always works for me. I mean, I put, not of course everything you put on, but at least I get 1 or 2 or 3 out of, if I put a bunch on. I usually try to put maybe at least 15, 20 on at a time. Another thing I did yesterday on Poshmark was I finally sort of experimented. Yesterday was the day that they did closet clear out yesterday. So I thought, well, I'm just going to sort of experiment and see what this is all about. So I picked a few things that I wanted to do, wanted to sell. And so I did the closet clear out because the customer gets a discounted shipping, which you don't have to pay, which is good. And also, it just drops the price down. If you take their suggested price, it only drops it down by 10%, which is okay. So I think I did maybe 15 items on closet clear out. However, I didn't sell one thing. So it didn't really work for me. And there were a couple things I wanted to do more than 10%, reduce the price more, but I didn't exactly know how to do that. It just kept going to the 10%. So that's a question, Bumblebee, I have. Not sure about this closet clear out thing. I know you weren't for me doing that in the beginning when we were talking, but I just thought I'd try it. I have an awful lot of stuff on Poshmark to share. I really would like to get rid of some of it. So that's what this is for, I think. So I'd like to keep the best things on there and get rid of. I'd like to do a closet clear out. So maybe we could talk about that, doing that. I found some more jewelry that I'm going to list today. And also, I don't know if any of you watch Lindy Glenn. Lindy does liquidation now. She gets pallets of things, liquidated lots of things. And she sells beauty items and that type of thing. Health and beauty is what she sells. She's doing really good at it. Makes you kind of think if I should try that or not. So what I did was go up in my linen closet. I used to do a lot with coupons. I wasn't a crazy couponer, but I did have a whole book. I did go that far. I had a whole book of coupons. I would cut coupons all the time. And I stopped doing it because when you do couponing, it really makes you buy things that you really don't need. And that's why I have all this shampoo and stuff. And I had so much toothpaste, I didn't have to buy toothpaste. I still don't have to buy toothpaste. I still have toothpaste left from when I was couponing. That was long before I started reselling. So out of the shampoos and stuff, I just pulled out a few things. Like, here was like a set of Olay Quench Body Wash. And one is the bonus one that you get here is the Luscious Embrace Cleansing Body Wash. So I thought I would, I couldn't find this exact set online because it has a UPC thing. You can go on and try to find it. Boy, it smells good and it's not even been opened. So, I mean, something like this. I'm going to try this. What I'm not sure about is shipping this stuff But Lindy has a whole thing about shipping this kind of stuff, the liquid stuff. And yes, you can ship it. You don't have to, you can ship it USPS. But I don't know how to price it and how to price the shipping. So, you know, I have bottles of shampoo that's never been opened. So she shows, in one of her videos, she shows how to wrap this so that it won't come open by mistake. I have, you know, shampoos. I also have this. Now, I don't know. And she sells stuff like this too. I have 2 bottles, and I'll never use this for sure, of Phillips Milk and Magnesia. One is plain, original. One is wild cherry flavor. So I have to figure out how much I should put this on for and how much I should charge for shipping. Everything's over £1, so it's all going to go priority. I mean, this is heavy stuff. And there's some other shampoo here too. But I'm just going to try it and see. I mean, if it sells right away, I'll be real tempted to do that, to get a small little liquidation box. Because you don't have to get big. You don't have to get huge lots. You can get smaller lots. Of course, then you pay more per item when you get the smaller lots. But I'm going to sort of listen some more to Lindy's things about this and see if I really want to try this or not. But I'm so disappointed that I didn't get the box today because of the mail service is just late today. Okay. I don't think I talked about, did I tell you? Maybe I just told Bumblebee. I found a washing machine, one of those mini washing machines that plugs in and it fills up with a hose, and it does like 11. This one's supposed to hold 11 pounds in the washer side, and then it's like a 2 bin, and then you put it over into the spin. It spins really fast. It spins most of the water out till it's almost damp dry. And then you can add water and then rinse. You know, you rinse. It's a lot of going back and forth. It's not going to be as convenient as having a washing machine, but I just can't figure out how to do that right now. The mail truck, I think, just got here. I saw a flash of red, white, and blue. What was I talking about? See that quick? Oh, my washing machine. I'm so excited to get it. Now, this was one of Amazon's picks of ones to get. And it's, there were several of the same type. They're all sort of almost exactly the same with different names on them. I watched a lot of videos, and this is the one I picked, mostly because it was the one that would come the quickest. A lot of them weren't being delivered till in May sometime. Well, I need it now, you know. So this one is, yeah, that was the mail truck. So most of them, like I said, were coming in May or beyond. So I did pay up a little bit for this one, more than, you know, I paid probably $40 more than the other ones, but it was the one that was coming sometime between April 10th and 20th. That's as soon as I could get it. So that'll be another big box opening. I don't know if I'll open the big box online, but I will, I'll do a recorded video of the whole thing. I'm excited to get this little thing. It looks sort of fun to use. It'll be fun for a couple times anyway. And it's a good thing to have as a spare. Because even if my dryer would go, see, I'm lucky I still have the dryer, but it's summer and I can hang out clothes outside, which I like to do anyway. So, Taz, hi. So many people, you're right. I'm one of them. I won't leave my house. I will only leave my house if I have to do a curbside pickup at the grocery store. But I think most of the groceries I've gotten have been delivered to my porch. So I have not left. I have not had any well, I'll tell you about this morning. I have not really gone any place or gone in any stores. I picked up at Tractor Supply. They had a curbside that I could get my chicken feed and chicken scratch, and you buy it online and then you pick it. They come and put it in your trunk for you. It's still in my trunk because I don't know how long the virus lasts on paper, or whatever these bags are made out of that the chicken feed are in. But I figure if I leave it in my trunk for 3 or 4 days, which it's been, I can safely, with gloves, of course, handle it. So I did that. I haven't been anywhere. No, nobody has been in my house for over a month until this morning. I had to have salt delivered for my Culligan system. I was out of salt, and it's not good that your container runs out of salt. It can wreck your softener. So it was my day today to get salt. And they called me first to make sure it was okay to deliver it. I said, well, you have to, because I can't do without it. So the guy that delivers my salt, I know him. He's the one that comes all the time. And so what I did was, well, first of all, he calls me like at 8 in the morning. I had just gotten out of the shower. He says, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I says, no, wait. Can you put it off 20 minutes? So he waited, he says, well, I'll be there in 25 minutes. So my hair, that's why my hair is flat. I didn't blow my hair dry, didn't do anything. So he came, I put a sign on my door. On the doorknob, I left a mask and gloves. And I said, please put these on before you come in the house. Well, he already had gloves on, but he didn't have a mask on. So he put a mask on. He put the mask on and came in, because he puts the salt right into my tank and everything. I can't lift these bags of salt at all. They're 50 pounds, and salt for some reason weighs more than anything else that's 50 pounds. It absorbs water, salt does. And when it absorbs just the tiniest bit of water, even though it looks dry, it gets heavier. I'm sure these are probably over 50 pounds. And I'd have to lift it up into a bin that's about almost shoulder height. Well, there's no way I can do that. So he had to come in. He followed directions. I was in the other room peeking out at him. And so then after he left, I took my wipes and I wiped off everything that he might have touched, doorknobs and the railings and everything. So I think that was a safe way to do that. It was a necessity, but he's the first one that's been in my house in over a month. Not that this has been going on for over a month, but that's just how I live anyway. So So what else was I going to talk about? I don't know. I don't want to run out and get the box right now. I will do this box tomorrow. I'll come on tomorrow and do the box opening. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. Everybody, I don't know, the notice must not have gone out to anybody because there's nobody here. I'll have to ask my sister if she got the notice because where is everybody? I think I've said everything that I was going to say here when I figured my box wasn't coming. Okay, yes, I did find a few more pieces of jewelry. Some rhinestone clip-on earrings. Old nurse's watch that looks brand new. And a couple pins and a little cameo locket, tiny little cameo locket I'll put on. No chain, but it's a little cute little locket. Still searching the house for things to put on. Yep, do what works for you. Yeah. So I will close for today. I will be on tomorrow about, let's say, what's tomorrow? Thursday. Let's say 2 o'clock tomorrow. 2 p.m. on Thursday. And I will put that on Instagram and Facebook that I'll be on tomorrow for a box opening. The chickens are fine. They are laying like crazy. That's one thing. My Culligan man, he always says, "Do you have any eggs?" I says, "Yes, please." I had 4.5 dozen in the refrigerator. I says, "Will you take 1.5 dozen?" He says, "Yeah." I should have given him even more. So he got 1.5 dozen fresh organic eggs for being such a good guy and putting on the mask. Yeah. So I said, "You stay down in the basement and I will get the eggs out and put them by the back door." So he picked up the eggs as he left. So yes, they're all laying. And I will have to do some egg delivery. The lady that takes a lot of eggs, she's out at the barn, but she lives right up the road from the barn. So what I do is I go to her house. The eggs are in my trunk. She comes out, gets the eggs out of my trunk. There's no people contact. And then another friend of mine will come over to my house and I'll put them in her trunk without any contact. So yeah, lots of eggs. And I can always scramble a whole bunch of them. I did that last week. I scrambled 12 eggs and fed them back to the chickens. They love them. And oh yes, I still have I have 2 horses. I still have Preacher, the old quarter horse, and Echo, the draft cross. He's 13 now. He's a youngster. Yes. When the tornado went through last night, it went very close to the horse barn where I have my horses. But they weren't touched at all. Thank God. I was in the basement with Dexter. If you listen back to this, it tells all about that. Yeah. The alert sounded, all the sirens went off, everything to get in your basement. I had just gotten in bed when that happened. So I'm going to close for now, and maybe I'll try to do some recorded videos of my chickens and things. So I will close for now and be back on tomorrow at 2 o'clock, Thursday, tomorrow at 2 o'clock and do the box opening. Oh, you're from the old Pet Lovers tribe from Periscope. Well, I'm so glad you came here. Yeah, I'm on Wednesdays and Sundays here, and then sort of in between if I do recorded videos. But yeah, if you subscribe and hit the little bell, you'll get you should get notified. Sometimes the notification doesn't go out for some reason. I don't know why that is. But most of the time you'll get notified when I do a video. So it's Wednesdays at 1, Sundays at 4, and then other times in between. So yeah, come back and visit. I'm so glad you found me. So I will close for now and see y'all tomorrow. Bye.